My name is Nat.
And my name is Max.
And you probably know us as that couple that travels and documents their experiences here on YouTube.
But this video is going to be a bit different as we get personal and tell you about our pregnancy journey. You can say that we started our relationship far from typical as we were mostly apart over the 2 years that we've dated.
And on the 3rd year, we finally decided to put an end to all of the long-distance sadness and officially tie the knot. It was the best day of our lives as we had all of our families and friends with us under in one roof.
But after an amazing celebration and a small getaway to Boracay for our honeymoon, we had to part ways again as Nat needed to go back to Canada. Fast forward to 6 months, I was approved to move to Canada, so I packed my bags and bid goodbye to my life in the Philippines. And although it was sad leaving my family behind, I just wiped my tears and look forward to having a life with Nat and making more memories together.
We were really excited about building a life together and putting down small roots in a small town in Manitoba called Winnipeg. Most couples we knew try to have a baby as soon as they marry. And although we also felt the pressure at that time, we knew we weren't ready.
We wanted to make up for the time that we were apart, and what better way to do that than what we love the most, traveling. We went to a few cities like New York, LA, and Calgary, and before we traveled to Vancouver, we decided to pick up our very first camera to try out this thing called vlogging.
Hey guys, my name is Nat and this is my wife Max, and today we're going to BC.
See ya!
Max was really the one who introduced me to vlogging, and I am so embarrassed that I was the biggest skeptic at that time. But over time, I started seeing the true value of it as we get to document our moments and memories together.
Then an opportunity to move to Vancouver came. So we packed our bags and stuffed everything we can in our car and drove west. That's also the point where we were first started thinking about having a baby.
We also put some prerequisites to ensure the baby's future, like having a stable job and having our own place, which took a little while since we were just a pair of newcomers into this big city. But we just said, hey, let's just enjoy this place while we're at it. We are living at one of the most beautiful places in Canada after all.
When we got our own place at the end of 2019, we said, 2020 will be our year to raise a little one. You probably know how this went. The entire world began shutting down, lockdowns everywhere, there was a lot of uncertainty.
We said, maybe this is the time to learn about how pregnancy works. Honestly, we wouldn't have known that you have to account for 30 different factors in pregnancy. You have to have the proper timing, you needed to ovulate. We still went for it though, but didn't have much luck on our own. That's where we started seeking help.
It's another negative. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet, guys.
It's not yet the time.
I guess we'll keep on trying.
We started seeking help from our family doctor, to an OB-GYN, to a fertility clinic. We even tried acupuncture a few times, but we still couldn't get a positive result. So we said we'll just trust the process and continue taking the vitamins and follow the guidelines of the doctors.
Until one day...
Do you see it?
I see it too.
What does that mean?
Hope you guys can see it. April 19, we started seeing a very faint line on one of Max's strips. We don't want to get our hopes up that much because it might be a false positive. We're gonna try again in 2 days.
See you in 2 days.
Morning guys, it is April 21. So the first test we saw a small fainted line. I'm so nervous.
Now I took 2 strips and 1 clear blue test to make sure. Are you ready?
Let's look up like this. Look up.
1,
1, 2, 3.
There's still a faint line.
There's still a line, right? So weird. 2 of the strips has fainted lines, right? There's the fainted line. Are we pregnant?
Why is it still faint? There's a line. Is it real?
So it's only been a couple of minutes and we saw a fainted line.
It's still not clear. Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Are you sure? We couldn't believe our eyes and our hearts started jumping in happiness. We went to see a doctor right away and she confirmed that I was indeed pregnant, but it was very early. We still took it as if we had won the lottery and celebrated our hearts out. The next morning, something strange started happening and I started getting my period. It was during the weekend and we were scrambling trying to get a doctor.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, the levels of the blood pregnancy is not good. We have a blood test which gives us a certain number. The level is too low. So if somebody in the 3rd week of pregnancy, okay, they should be at least 6, and this might indicate a non-healthy pregnancy, okay? Okay, so in order to be sure, we have to send you now for a blood test for pregnancy. If we see that this level is increasing in doubling form, then this is a good pregnancy. If it's not doing that, then this might indicate that the pregnancy might not sustain.
So sometimes we call this type of pregnancy a chemical pregnancy, meaning that it was just such an early kind of way the cells joined together. But because we never sort of got to that true, kind of 6 to 8 week growth, we often won't even count it as a true miscarriage because we call it such an early or a chemical loss in the situation. Or the inevitable kind of, period that started is not related because, to anything that you did or didn't do, Michelle. So it's not related to what you ate or what you drank or what you did or looking back what your activities that week. None of those things would cause the bleeding or that miscarriage to happen. Usually a chemical pregnancy in this situation just means that something just didn't kind of join properly at the initial time of fertilization. Although the pregnancy test came back positive, it just wasn't a pregnancy that was going to be viable, and that's why the early sort of bleeding and period continues right afterwards. Lots of good luck, lots of love. See what happens this cycle, and then if not, I still don't want you to get discouraged or upset. We're gonna obviously just move forward and kind of do the next step to get you guys there if this doesn't work this time, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
An emotional roller coaster at this point, as we learned that we've had a chemical pregnancy. The doctor said it was too early to consider it as a pregnancy or a miscarriage, but that was still an extremely heavy news to hear. But life goes on. We picked up ourselves and continued life as we know it. Lots of traveling and adventures at this point in time as we explore beautiful British Columbia. And on the side, we have also continued the vitamins and guidelines from the doctors, still hoping for that day we've been praying for.
One day, I was in the office when the fertility clinic called. They congratulated me because the results came back positive for pregnancy. It was a very surreal feeling as we've been wanting this for so long and it's finally here. Good thing I had a pregnancy strip in my bag, so I double checked and it was positive. I was indeed pregnant. Nat was about to pick me up and I felt a little creative, so I printed a small piece of paper and taped the strip on it to surprise him with the news. After all these years of trying, failing, and gathering hope to try again, we finally made it here and we couldn't contain our excitement.
So rapid.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Yeah, it's normal, yeah. The heart rate is 150 beats per minute, which is normal.
Okay.
It's just this little button right here, right where my thumb is there.
So there's one.
There's one.
There's one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the right size.
Oh,
It matches. Yeah, your baby looks perfect. The fluid is the right location, good normal heart rate, normal size, normal fluid, everything looks really great.
the little bud.
We just met you today.
One bud.
Now, here's the exciting part. We needed a way to roll out the news to our family, who has been patiently waiting for this very moment with us all these years. We wanted to try to surprise them when they least expected it. but we figured we needed an ally to set up the surprise.
So we first rolled out the news to Nat's brother Carlo and his girlfriend Jem, and to my brother Martin.
Hello?
We have some news to share, pero bawal niyo sabihin kahit kanina. We're expecting.
We're pregnant!
Congrats!
We are going to say something. We have a news. 1, 2, 3. We're pregnant!
My two younger brothers were in town with my dad, and on his last day, we gave him a little surprise bottle. We have something for you.
Welcome gift. Welcome to BC. Check nyo, Daddy. Basahin nyo, Daddy, kung gusto yung label. Pakita mo sa kanila, Daddy. We're pregnant!
And my mom had the same surprise back in Winnipeg. Yeah.
Surprise!
Surprise!
And for my side, we decided to break the news at my sister's baby shower. We're pregnant!
Ilang weeks na, Michelle? Hello!
Congratulations!
Naiyak ako! After our family, we also started rolling out the big news to our close friends and relatives.
The smile on their faces were priceless. But what's even more priceless was the feeling that we have right now that we finally have our own little one.